Before we start this show, let me tell you the news. The live stream auto racing viewing party is on. Your feedback from last week's May 20 Shakedown said do it. So we'll watch a race together. Live chat through the whole thing, Shakedown style. You tweet us questions, make comments, and we'll answer or snark back. Plus, we'll report on the race in ways and words the PC policed announcers dare not. Think Mystery Science Theater 3000 meets Speed TV meets ESPN Sports Nation meets Colbert. Well, at least the glasses. Now I'm collecting the entire FLD crew, including Derek D, and a few surprise guests, then heading to the big screen TV to watch a race with you, plus some special segments during the broadcast. Now we're not live streaming the race. We are live casting the viewing party and chat fest. But which race? Well, we heard you on that one too. June 11th and 12th, the Le Mans 24. Because that weekend is also Montreal F1, a little bit of that race too. 25 hours of live stream, 1 hour pre-race, the Le Mans race, and a 1-minute race recap because, geez, who won't be tired by then? And every global time zone gets included. And you get to watch me grunt through 25 straight hours. Because you know what? Co-drivers are for pussies. The FLD Shakedown, 25 hours of the 24 Hours of Le Mans live stream-a-thon and fangasmatastic interactive viewing party presented by, you'll see. So join the FLD gang and me, June 11th and 12th, Le Mans and F1. Now JF, get me the contact info for the Falcon Grid Girls and that Patron CEO I trashed last week. Somewhere between loving to snark at all the BS in racing and just wanting to bask in the style and skill of this craft, Shakedown exists. And I was really in a good mood heading into this show because of the announcement of the Fastlane Daily Shakedown 25 hours of the 24 Hours of Le Mans live stream-a-thon and fangasmatastic interactive viewing party, June 11th and 12th. But this week's news whacked me upside the helmet, reminding me how up things can be. The Indy 500, Mike Andretti, AJ Foyt, Pirelli tires, F1, and Barack Obama have totally shattered my beliefs. Did he just say Obama? Let me explain. I really didn't want to talk more about Indy or F1 today, but thanks to Team Andretti creating their own personal bump day, buying their way back into the 500 after being too slow to qualify, and F1 drivers speaking out about how Pirelli tires are radically changing the fundamentals of what we all thought Grand Prix racing is supposed to be. I felt I had to live up to your expectations of Shakedown. It's time to rant. And you can blame President Obama for pushing me over the top with his latest ancestry hunt. Look, I can live with Indy still being a glorified spec series because it is the 500. And I can look the other way as F1 teams forever cheat the rules because the tech creativity is cool. And I'm more than okay with our president not being just another old white guy. But WTF with this week. When Andretti's DHL IndyCar was too slow to make the race, A-Mike paid AJ Foyt for his qualified spot to get into the 500, effectively kicking to the curb AJ's pilote, Bruno Junqueira, negating pole day, bump day, and forcing me to ask, is this still a sport or an eBay auction? When F1 rules and Pirelli tires force a contradiction to F1's hallowed turf as the fastest technology, the fastest drivers, and the pinnacle of driving skill, I cringe. As Jarno Trulli said, qualifying no longer matters. Saving a set of tires is more important than setting fastest lap. Quote Trulli, he who has more tires in the race wins the race. Then, Mark Webber notes F1 cars at the end of a tire stint are lapping slower than not just GP2, but down around GP3 speeds. And finally, Pirelli admits they are purposely building tires that do not last or go fast. So I have to ask you, is F1 still the best? And then President Obama goes off to Ireland to find his roots and announces he's Irish. Well, it's all too much. I want racing. I need racing to be a sport. And don't give me the BS about business. Sure, there's money in sport, but you don't see the basketball Boston Celtics getting eliminated from the NBA playoffs only to buy the Miami Heat spot to continue on in the championship. And Dario Franchitti nails it when he says Indy's starting spot should be earned, not purchased. F1 needs to be the best of the best. And as an Italian, I can't like Obama if he's Irish. It all makes me want to lie down and plank. What Indy and F1 are doing is tainting the integrity and credibility of the racing sport. And you go that route, welcome to baseball with steroids, Euro football cheater refs, the Tour de France, you get the point. I know the drivers get it. I fear the leaders of racing have their helmets on backwards and don't. I hope everyone understands that every action has consequences. And here's an example of a consequential effect. Audi's Dr. Ulrich announced Audi and VW have no interest in F1. Why? Relevance to total performance. Dr. Yu states the R18 will go over 325 miles at Le Mans, more than an F1 car races its entire season. R18 is 20 miles an hour faster and uses 42% less fuel. So much for F1 as the automotive pinnacle is his point. Now what do you think about Indy, about F1, and about racing as a sport versus some type of manipulated performance art? With all the Pirelli tire change stops in F1, watching pit lane is like hanging out by the toll booth on the New York Thruway and counting the cars in the Easy Pass lane. Hey Pirelli, I remember your 9 years in F1 and only 2 wins. Fix this thing.
We're living in the